Have you ever made a decision that felt right in the moment, only to look back later and wonder how something so reasonable led you into so much pain? That is one of the most dangerous experiences in life. Not the obvious mistake. Not the reckless choice everyone warned you about. I am speaking of the choice that looked wise while it was leading you toward regret. Hear now the wisdom from Proverbs chapter 14, verse 12. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way to death. Let that settle in your mind. I am King Solomon, King of Israel. I have watched people destroy themselves while believing they were protecting themselves. I have watched men choose comfort and call it peace. I have watched leaders choose pride and call it strength. I have watched families choose silence and call it maturity. The danger was not that they knew they were choosing foolishness. The danger was that foolishness seemed right. This is why the verse matters today. You live in a world that trains you to trust your first feeling. If something feels urgent, you think it must be important. If something feels comfortable, you think it must be good. If something feels popular, you think it must be true. If something feels easier, you think it must be wisdom. But the path that seems right can still end wrong. That sentence has saved many lives, and it has judged many lives. It does not say the path seems evil. It says the path seems right. That is the warning. Some traps do not look like traps when you first step into them. They look like relief. They look like opportunity. They look like the fastest way out of pressure. Think of the person who is tired of conflict in a relationship. They decide to stop speaking honestly. At first, it feels wise. No argument tonight. No uncomfortable conversation. No risk of being misunderstood. But silence begins to collect interest. 1 week becomes 1 month. 1 month becomes distance. Distance becomes resentment. Then one day, the relationship breaks, and they say, "How did we get here?" They got there by choosing the path that seemed right. Think of the worker who knows a small compromise will make the boss happy. Just adjust the report. Just hide the weakness. Just say the number with confidence. At first, it feels strategic. Nobody gets hurt today. The meeting goes well. The pressure passes. But the soul remembers what the mouth tried to hide. The next compromise becomes easier. The next lie becomes lighter. The next boundary becomes weaker. Then integrity is no longer a wall. It is a curtain. The path seemed right. Think of the person with money pressure. They say, "I need this purchase because I have been working hard. I deserve some comfort. I will fix the budget later." It feels harmless. It feels human. It feels understandable. But the future is often shaped by small permissions repeated in private. One small leak does not sink the boat. But a leak ignored becomes a flood. This is the danger I am warning you about. Your feelings can be real without being reliable. Your logic can be organized without being wise. Your plan can be convincing without being clean. A way can seem right and still carry you to the wrong end. So how do you know the difference? How do you test a path before the path tests you? First, look at the end before you trust the beginning. The foolish person asks, "What do I want right now?" The wise person asks, "Where does this lead if I keep walking?" Do not judge a road only by the first step. Judge it by the destination it forms in you. If I choose silence today, what kind of relationship will this create after 6 months? If I choose compromise today, what kind of character will this create after 1 year? If I choose comfort today, what kind of future will this create after repeated decisions? That question exposes what emotion hides. Second, test the path by the person it makes you become. Every decision is not only a door into an outcome. It is also a chisel against your character. Some choices give you what you want while taking away who you are. That is too expensive. If a decision makes you more honest, more disciplined, more peaceful, more humble, and more faithful. It may be hard, but it is probably healthy. If a decision makes you secretive, defensive, impatient, proud, or double-minded, it may feel useful, but it is already costing you. Third, ask who benefits from your blindness. This is a hard question, but it is necessary. When a path seems right, someone usually gains from you not slowing down. Maybe it is your pride. Maybe it is your fear. Maybe it is a person who wants your agreement but not your wisdom. Maybe it is a habit that wants to remain unchallenged. Pressure hates examination. Wisdom invites it. Fourth, do not confuse speed with clarity. Many bad choices become powerful because they demand an answer immediately. Decide now. Reply now. Buy now. Leave now. Prove yourself now. But urgency is often the costume of foolishness. Not always, but often. A wise delay can save you from a foolish decade. If the decision is truly wise, it can survive a moment of quiet examination. Take 10 breaths. Ask for counsel. Write the choice down. Say the consequence out loud. A path that depends on your panic is not a path you should trust quickly. Now bring this close to your life. There is probably a decision in front of you right now that seems right because it gives you relief. It may be a message you want to send. A purchase you want to justify. A conversation you want to avoid. A boundary you want to ignore. A shortcut you want to call strategy. Do not ask only, can I do this? Ask, what does this do to me? That is the wisdom end test. Before you walk the path, ask 3 questions. Where does this lead if I repeat it? Who do I become if I choose it? Would I still call this wise if nobody applauded me for it? Use that test today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. If you are about to speak, run your words through the wisdom end test. If you are about to spend, run the purchase through the wisdom end test. If you are about to make a promise, run the promise through the wisdom end test. If you are about to walk away, run the exit through the wisdom end test. The path that seems right is not always wrong. But it must be tested. Wisdom does not forbid confidence. Wisdom purifies confidence. It asks you to bring your desire into the light before desire becomes your master. I have seen what happens when people refuse this. They do not usually collapse in one dramatic moment. They drift. They justify. They rename foolishness. They say, this is just how life works. Then they wake up surrounded by consequences they once called small. But you do not have to live that way. You can become the kind of person who does not simply react to pressure, but governs it. You can become the kind of person who does not trust every easy road, but tests the road by its end. You can become the kind of person whose choices are not ruled by fear, comfort, pride, or impulse. This is not about becoming slow. It is about becoming sound. The wise are not wise because they never feel pressure. The wise are wise because pressure does not get the final vote. So hear the proverb again. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way to death. Do not be impressed by the beginning of a path. Examine the end. Do not be fooled by relief. Examine the fruit. Do not be mastered by urgency. Examine the voice that is driving you. If this word has found you at the right moment, take the free Solomon Standards assessment through the link in the description below. It will help you see where wisdom is strong in your life, and where pressure may be guiding you more than truth. And if you are ready to go deeper, get the Royal Scrolls collection through the link in the description below. It is not information for entertainment. It is a system for becoming steady, discerning, and wise. Your future is not built by the choices that merely feel right. It is built by the choices that end right. I am King Solomon. Choose the path by its fruit, not by its first feeling.